Clearly now, it's going to be an uphill task for the authorities to take care of such a crowd. It was always going to be a challenge is one thing you knew. There were comments and statements from the police authorities that have been trickling down since yesterday. So clearly the authorities sort of had an idea of what to expect. Mumbai as a city has hosted or seen such scenes happen before as well. In fact, Nikhil, 1971 perhaps would be the first time I remember that time as well. Iconic scenes when that team led by Wankhede had landed in Mumbai. That time as well, I sort of remember working in something for which I saw scores of people take over at the airport, and that was one moment perhaps that changed the face of Indian cricket. So Mumbai as a city has seen these moments in the past. It knows how to deal with cricket. It does know how to deal with the cricketing forward as well. But a different challenge today perhaps.
Well, absolutely right. In fact, the first time when open top bus parade took place with Indian cricketers, it was back in 71. Of course, we spoke about 83, but it actually happened for the very first time in 71 when the team, after their victory, and 71 was a golden year in Indian cricket. Your first series win in England, your first series win in the West Indies. So those are two real big landmarks for the Indian team. So on that occasion, yes, the Ajit Wadekar-led team in 71 did get kind of reception, is what I hear from old timers, is that a lot of people turned up. Of course, the numbers wouldn't have been that much. Also, the number of cars on the streets of Mumbai wasn't too much at that time. Now, of course, it's increased many folds. And so now, but what is really encouraging, Harshit, what I can see now from the visuals that we're getting, the updated visuals from the ones that we were getting from about an hour ago, they have actually been able to clear people from the road itself. So now if you look at those visuals, we've actually pushed people aside to the corners, to the sides. Sometime about an hour ago.
Movement only on one side now. Of
Correct.
course, that too is halt for now, but
Yes.
there's only one-way traffic.
No, but there's some sort of management. What they've done is that cars on one side of the road, other side they've stopped, and on the other side you earlier had it covered with a sea of blue with fans all standing there. Now at least they've moved the fans away to the corners of the road, which will then allow the bus to at least go through, which would have allowed the bus to go first to that designated slot from where it was supposed to pick up the players, because it was stuck about half an hour ago at Marine Drive. Now it would have certainly
We also on our screens, Nikhil, have visuals of, while you see an ocean of fans over there, there's actual, there's a massive water body as well that you see right behind those fans as well. Does it take you back to the hurricane that you saw, those choppy waters that you see? Does it remind you of Barbados?
I mean, I've carried some good memories of Barbados, the Indian team winning a World Cup, but those clearly weren't great memories. The hurricane, in fact, from the players' perspective, there was a lot of uncertainty when they are going to be coming back, and I don't think people realize one is the special moment that they won the World Cup and you'll be able to see your heroes. The fact that you're getting to see your heroes today, that is the 4th of July, is a minor miracle in itself, because there was another hurricane that was expected in Barbados, and there was a lot of uncertainty as to when the team could come. There were no flights out of Barbados. The airport did open for about 18 to 20 hours. It had opened, but there was another hurricane coming within a few hours. So there was a very small window out of which the Indian team could really fly out. And how that has happened is another story altogether. I'm sure we'll, in our reportage going forward in the days to come, we'll give you minute by minute details as to how they actually managed to come down to India from
जहाँ के जो विजुअल्स दिखा रहे हैं वानखेड़े स्टेडियम के अंदर ही है, और आप देख पा रहे होंगे कि कितने फैंस हैं और कैसे किस पोस्टरिंग और स्टिकरिंग से पूरे इंडियन क्रिकेट टीम के सारे प्लेयर्स जो कि है उनका बनाया गया है। यहाँ पर अंदर फिलहाल चेकिंग भी चल रही है ताकि कुछ सिक्योरिटी थ्रेट ना हो। अगर साफ तौर पर आपको एक और बार दिखा दे तो किस तरीके से जो ओपन एरिया है वो पूरा ऊपर खुला है, और फिलहाल अंदर बॉम्ब स्क्वाड की चेकिंग चल रही है। ये आज एक त्योहार से कम नहीं है। आप देख पा रहे होंगे कि कहीं ना कहीं रोहित शर्मा, सूर्य कुमार यादव जो कि मुंबई के प्लेयर्स हैं, यहाँ के लोग कितने एक्साइटेड है। कुछ लोग गुजरात से भी आए हैं, कुछ लोग आज छुट्टी लेकर आए हैं। ये ही बस जो है वो की परेड में चलेगी और यहाँ पर वानखेड़े स्टेडियम में आकर रुकेगी। कुछ मिनटों में ये जो बस है यहाँ से निकलेगी और एनसीपीए से शुरू होकर वापस वानखेड़े स्टेडियम लौटेगी। अब कहीं ना कहीं देख पा रहे होंगे कि जो ऑफिशियल्स अधिकारी है वो यहाँ पर रुके हुए हैं, बॉम्ब स्क्वाड अंदर है। जैसे कि मैंने कहा कि कोई सिक्योरिटी या सेफ्टी थ्रेट ना हो, डॉग स्क्वाड भी है और यहाँ पर तरह तरह के डिवाइसेस भी इस्तेमाल किए जा रहे हैं जो बॉम्ब की चेकिंग में इस्तेमाल करते हैं। और कहीं ना कहीं आज का ये दिन जो है जश्न तो है ही है, लेकिन एक त्योहार से भी कम नहीं है। कहीं ना कहीं बीसीसीआई आज
Okay, great branding there on the bus that will carry the Indian team a short while from now. Just to give you a fresh update, the team has arrived in Mumbai a short while ago. You saw a water salute that was given to the team once the aircraft landed in Mumbai. This happens to be the second flight that the Indian team has taken in 24 hours. Of course, a much shorter flight compared to the one that they took from Barbados to New Delhi. 16 hour long flight followed by just a couple of more hours. Some of them will have to take another flight right after the ceremony is done tonight. They will all want to head back home. It's hectic.
While you spoke with all those players, Nikhil, on the aircraft that you AIC 2024WC, we've all memorized that very well. Not the toughest thing to memorize after all. But any vacation plans? You were able to get to know about some of these players? We're learning that most of them are going to be looking at some downtime now and they've got some trips planned.
Yes, they have. But I will maintain that confidentiality.
Okay.
I do know of a couple of players that are heading out in 2 days' time. Including the captain in Rohit Sharma and a few others as well, in a couple of days' time. Remember, a lot of them have gotten a break from the Zimbabwe series, which is due to start this weekend. But a lot of them are not going to be there.
And some of them are going to be there, so no break
but,
for them.
But luckily for them, the replacements have also been sent.
Yeah.
So in case they want to miss a couple more matches, that is possible because, again, a lot of them were asking about this plan. They were briefed in the flight as to what the day is going to look like for them. And, some of them were worried with after a 16-hour long flight. But I remember mentioning to a couple of those players that, once you land there, when you see the amount of people that will come to see you and the reception that you will get, you will automatically feed off the energy of the fans. And that tends to happen. And from a point, when you see that energy of the fans, you feed off it, then it's the adrenaline that carries you through. So while a lot of them wouldn't have slept, by the way, because I was on the flight, I know it was a 16-hour long flight, so you would assume that all of them would be sleeping, anything but that. They had plenty to catch up to because remember, even after they won the final, they had this celebration, but next day was a hurricane, so they were all asked to stay in their rooms. So it's not that they actually sat together and chatted. The only time they got to get together as a group and then look back at the final and chat and enjoy each other's company and that camaraderie only happened on the flight.
On the flight.
Yes, so which is why for that duration of that 16 hours, most of them were up about for those 16 hours chatting, not only amongst themselves but even with each other's families. A lot of families were traveling and also with the press corps that was traveling in the flight. I believe Dev Kotak is live with us from the Marine Drive. We've seen a drastic change in Marine Drive. A short while ago, there was no space to even set foot on Marine Drive. It was packed with fans. But now I believe the authorities there, the cops there have cleared up the road at least on one side so that once the players come in that open top bus, that will have a free passage to the Wankhede Stadium.
Well, yes. Also, to give you an idea in terms of what Marine Drive looks like, now it has been slightly a bit decongested. Of course, the traffic and people management is certainly getting better because unanticipatedly thousands of people had turned up, and in order to avoid any kind of law and order problem as well, police presence has also been stepped up. Like I mentioned, the traffic management is definitely better. Here also you can see a police jeep on this very route. The jeeps are making several rounds just to ensure that safety checks are also in place. And as you know that the team has just landed, of course an hour later we are expecting to see grand celebrations and fans continue to still throng the streets. Of course right now the crowds have definitely increased because this is a hardcore commercial area, And being a corporate area, lots of people are coming down from their offices, from the Air India building, from the Express Tower building, and the several other adjoining buildings. This is the office-going crowd that is also going towards the Wankhede Stadium. So definitely the number of people wanting to see and get a glimpse of the team and the kind of elaborate celebrations is definitely getting bigger. But coming back to your previous question, there were people who had been lining up on the dividers as well. So of course that is
Okay,
very
They will
dangerous.
try and come back to you, but let me cut across to Dipesh Patel, who's joining us live from the airport, because we believe the team is going to be coming out any moment. Dipesh, what have you got for us?
Nikhil, definitely the plane has been landed a while ago, and the Team India will be out here at any point of time. Team India will be in our visuals, in our camera in a while, and as you can see, the fans are here in a huge number, and they are waiting to see their favorite cricketer who brought the World Cup, T20 World Cup back, and they are just waiting for the glimpse, and they at any point of at any.
Okay, we seem to have some problem in the connection that we had with Dipesh, but he was telling us that the team could come out any moment. What you're seeing on your screen right now are live visuals of the Mumbai airport. There's a sizable security presence that you can see on your screens, and this is where the team is going to be coming out from. This is the VIP exit of the airport in Mumbai, and from there they're going to be taking a luxury bus to a point in Marine Drive, from where they will then get on to the open top bus, the visuals of which we were showing you a short while ago, very nicely decorated with images of every member of that World Cup winning squad. Remember, it was a 15-member squad. Not everyone in that squad got an opportunity to play, but all of them are world champions. And you had those images plastered over the bus. The same bus is going to be taking that route which you see on the right-hand side of your screen. So we've got all angles covered. On one side you see the airport where the players would be coming out from, and on the other you see their final destination, that is going to be Marine Drive. In fact, Wankhede Stadium, that's just next to Marine Drive, where already about 3 hours before the team was even scheduled to arrive there, the stadium was packed to the rafters. Now what we're being told is that the gates are shut. No more people can be accommodated. So the people that you see on the Marine Drive, ones that want to catch a glimpse, but also the overflow of folks that actually thought that they'll get a chance to get inside the Wankhede Stadium because it was free entry. It was first come first basis. These are the ones that could not make it in time till the time the stadium was chock-a-block, filled to the rafters. So they've had to actually now stand outside the Wankhede Stadium at the Marine Drive to catch a glimpse of their favourite cricketers.
Just wondering, Nikhil, because there was an itinerary shared with us as to what the Indian team's plan upon arrival is going to look like for the entire day. Though till one point it was followed to the T. However, now though it appears that things are just slipping away as far as getting things in control is concerned. Do you get that sense as well? Because by now you would have been halfway through as far as the felicitation at the Wankhede is concerned. But clearly now there perhaps the BCCI, and it's not just the BCCI right now, you've got to understand that there are other stakeholders to it as well. There's the government of two states you to coordinate with, there's the local police authorities as well as the central forces. Perhaps now everyone getting a little overwhelmed with the size of the celebrations?
Well, if I had to sum it up in one line, Harshita, all I can say is that you're in for a long haul. I know it started early morning at 6 a.m. for both of us, but I think it's going to continue well till about 9 p.m. tonight. I don't see it getting over before that because the team is yet to come out. It is going to roughly take them an hour to reach the spot from where they're going to get inside the open top bus, another hour for that open top bus then to get to the Wankhede Stadium, and then even if you had to cut short the celebrations, they're unlikely to get over.
I don't think fans are letting you do
hour.
that. I don't quite think these fans
even
are letting you do that.
Even if you are to do it, let's say, I mean, fans wouldn't know exactly minute by minute detail of how the felicitation function has been planned. So if you were to skip a couple of steps there, even then, even then it will take you about an hour to
Are
complete
these
that.
fans allowing the bus to move at any faster than snail's pace?
No, because if you see one side, they had kind of cleared it, and I'm assuming once there is clear instruction as to when the players get inside the open top bus at Marine Drive. What you're seeing right now is the end of Marine Drive. This is where the Wankhede Stadium is, right? Just before the Trident and the Oberoi. Just before that, this is where Wankhede Stadium is. But if you can see that entire curve, at the end of the curve, where you've got a bit of a beach, chowpatty as it's called, the pav bhaji stalls and so on and so forth. I think that's where the bus is going to be, and from there on, it drives through that about 3-4 kilometer long stretch from the beginning of the Marine Drive till the end of the Marine Drive, and that's when that is what they accounted for about 1 hour. Though usually that, with no traffic, that's about a 10-minute drive. But I think they want to go really slowly and allow the fans to soak in the atmosphere, allow the players to soak in the atmosphere, also allow the fans to have a glimpse of their favorite hero. So it is going to move at a snail's pace anyway, but I'm sure the authorities there are going to clear up the road. And for more on this, we've got Dave. Dave, we were just discussing the modalities, the nitty-gritties of how the bus is going to be coming through. Do you have an idea exactly at what spot in Marine Drive will that open top bus parade start? And once it starts, because the visuals we are seeing on our screen, it's completely chock-a-block on both sides of the road. Will that be cleared to allow the bus to go through? Okay, I believe Dave can't hear us at the moment, so we'll try and get back to him when we establish that connection once again. But yes, Harshit, I mean, the situation there is very fluid at Marine Drive. It continues to change. Dave, can you hear us now?
Yes, I can certainly, Nikhil.
Okay, Dave, what we wanted to know from you
Yes, Nikhil,
is the visuals here are suggesting that both sides of the road is chock-a-block. But are there arrangements made for once they get on that open top bus that they will have a free passage to get inside the Wankhede Stadium?
Well, yes, arrangements have been made, definitely, but the number of people, that is, the crowds are just swelling, and in fact it is multiplying. If I can show you, on both sides of the road, there are people lining up, people standing here with India flags, some people holding on to Rohit Sharma posters, and so you can really understand that the number of people that have turned up is definitely more than what was anticipated. There are people sitting on top of the bus stop roofs as well. Some people climbing onto their terraces and watching the procession from there. So you can really understand in terms of what it really looks like, because the team is going to take a few more minutes to reach the Trident Hotel Junction right next to NCPA, which is where the Vijay Yatra or the celebratory bus rally is going to begin all the way until the Wankhede Stadium on D Road of Marine Drive. And after that, once they enter inside for another 1 hour, the other ceremony that has been planned for them, including distribution of the cash prize that was announced for the Indian cricket team and the staff members. We have some very lovely young fans who have brought Rohit Sharma posters also to us. And some of them even showing the Indian cricket team, the winning cricket team. These are some very young fans. Sir, आप कहाँ से आए हैं?
हम लोग मुंबई से आए हैं, कुलाबा मार्केट से, और मिलने के लिए आए, मिला नहीं।
लेकिन अभी तो टीम आई नहीं है, उसको आने में अभी थोड़ा समय है, तो क्या आप रुकेंगे टीम को मिलने? आप खास आए हैं?
बच्चे साथ में हैं। 4 घंटे से रुके हम लोग।
लेकिन कैसा महसूस कर रहे हैं? माहौल देख के कैसा लगा? बहुत सारे लोग आ गए।
कब लेके आई, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, बस उतना माहौल है।
So like you heard, आप कैसा महसूस कर रहे हैं? रोहित शर्मा का बैटिंग कैसा लगा आपको? रोहित शर्मा पसंद है?
विराट कोहली पसंद है।
विराट कोहली की बैटिंग कैसी लगी?
अच्छी।
So these are some very lovely young fans who came up wanting to speak to us and express their sense of joy. Even though they're not going to be able to meet their cricketers, they stood here diligently for 4 hours. This is the family that has come from Kolaba, and they have all been standing here since morning. More and more people, starting the chatter out here and saying, raising slogans for Virat Kohli. Of course, that is the entire